Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Cousin Cecil Show. I am your host, Cousin Cecil, aka Mike Fowler. How are you? How was your week? Hopefully you had a good one. Not too bad over here. Hopefully you're ready to talk about some opening night live and across the pond Gamescom, which doesn't feel like that since obviously it's online. But yeah, I had a pretty good week, and I think we're gonna get into what I've been playing, but also I think it involves some of the announcements of this week that got me a little geeked up, and I'm gonna be interested to talk about it. But yeah, what I've been playing, basically, we'll get on the easier stuff. I've been playing a little bit more of that Iki Island expansion, and I think my thoughts still stand. I still think if it was a lower price, I think I'd have a little bit more fun. But I cannot. How would I word it? It's still a good expansion at this moment in time. It definitely does feel like get back in the saddle and ride into the Ghost of Tsushima stuff, because it's definitely a kind of like how would I word it? I guess that's what you're paying for. It's more Ghost of Tsushima, so that's not bad. But just the idea of, I don't know, man. I think it's that price. I'm not saying I'm not having fun, but just also it feels like more I'm still doing a chore of the open up the whole island, and even the story portrayals in my head is like, okay, maybe it's also because of placement, because I know that the story can unlock once you get onto the second part of the main island of Tsushima. Tsushima. I don't know. It's me. Of course, I'm going to say it's me. I am having fun. I do think that, but maybe it's also because I'm a big fan of if the DLC pushes the story forward more than back story. The reason I say that is because all right, even like Horizon Frozen Wilds, that's like a side quest DLC that you pay for, and it's all right, but just obviously there's no true cause effect. Now, I will say Ghost of Tsushima is probably a little bit better than Frozen Wilds, but I do like maybe I don't know. I don't mind it, but I am disgruntled about the price still. We'll continue. I'm more thrilled because, you know what? That's probably also goes into the Ghost of Tsushima. If you haven't noticed, through even a couple of these episodes, I feel like I've been in kind of like that gaming rut of like what to play next. And Fortnite's been my comfort food for obviously all this time we've been talking for a while. And I'm think maybe it's because I'm more happy to say this is probably my last week with Fortnite. Because of long story short, it's because I think I have enough quests this week. I can get the black suit Superman, and we're getting also at the end of this season. And this week's news has heightened my thoughts of jumping back into the sack with my old abusive ex, Destiny 2. We'll get into that with the news, but no, I'm thinking about this would be my last week of Fortnite. Get that black suit Superman suit just so I have it under my belt. And then to make it easier, I'm going to delete it off my game system. Just, that's what I like to do. And then I'll probably Destiny 2 is going to be my my Fortnite, my little comfort food when I'm not playing any other new, quote unquote, new game. So yeah, Destiny 2 said they're gonna change. He He said he's gonna fuck me, mistreat me, or be like how he usually is. So we'll see how he does. But yeah, Destiny 2, because we'll get into the news, because like that was basically it for me about playing, because I got to, which I'll explain it in the news, like I've been repeating myself. But this week's news, we had opening night live, but before that, Destiny 2, oh no, I'm mistaken. Gamescom week happened, and then also Xbox had a little showcase. And I don't even want to talk about Xbox showcase, because literally they said what they're going to do. They weren't going to do no new announcements and no new surprises and all that stuff. And then to be fair, it was very boring. And how would I word it? They filmed it in the same style as that one indie showcase with Paris as the host. Paris was the host of this one. But the idea of people, when you go into like E3 or Gamescom, you kind of want like that more high uppity presentation. This was definitely that. Let's break it down. We're gonna sit down, conversate, kind of like that really bad PlayStation experience when they went on the couch and talked. But it was really rough. And then the reason I said it, because the best news that came out of that was is in opening night. But between Xbox and opening night, Bungie had a presentation for the future of Destiny 2. And basically they unveiled the first like cinematic trailer for the Witchqueen, the next expansion that comes out February, we'll say 22nd. I think it's the end of February, that close to February next year. And this opens the door with it has the new baddie, which we've been talking about her since Destiny 1, The Taken King. Savathun is out and about, and she is the new boss. She's our new problem, which is good, because obviously like Beyond Light was good, okay, but knowing that we're getting our first big like I think this is definitely going to be closer to Taken King status for Destiny 2 compared to any other expansion we've had. Maybe like, Forsaken might have been like the next, like Forsaken is probably the most closest thing to the caliber of Witchqueen, but we'll break down also a little bit of like what the trailer said. Savathun, High Priest of I'm having a brain fart of who they are. The Hive. She's a High Priest. Either she's the daughter or the sister of Oryx. And she has siblings that actually want to kill her. Like, it's a big royalty thing. And with that, they also made like, kind of like, what is going to change for your guardian. And this time it's we get to because Beyond Light kind of goes in the title. We've been working with more of using the darkness as our ally stuff, and Savathun she's been able to control light for a while. So she actually made Hive Guardians that we have to fight, and like these Guardians can do exactly what Guardians us can do. They can run specials. They can respawn. The way to kill them is kind of like us. You have to grab them, grab their ghosts, because they made Hive ghosts for these Guardians, and destroy them to make them never be able to respawn. And they also showed with the Witchqueen, there's a new first-person melee weapon called the Glaive, which will be in our second weapon slot. So it's not a heavy, it's a energy weapon, first person, and it's kind of like it's a Glaive, but it's like a giant sword spear, and it looks cool. And apparently it's like you don't get to like find it and pick it up. You have to make it, and which unlocks the whole new Destiny 2's crafting system for weapons, which is going to be new in Witchqueen. So we don't know how that works just yet. But the things that we can play with right now is on the day that this presentation started, which it started the new Battle Pass season called Season of the Lost. And the Season of the Lost focuses on the Dreaming City, which is the Awoken's little planet that's on the map. And the queen, the Awoken Queen, Mara, who's been gone probably since the Taken King, because I think she sacrificed her life, is back. And then here's a spoiler for if you did not play the first mission yet of the new season. At the end of it, because I did not know that either, that Guardian Osiris, who has been on Mercury, he's also been he's been an expansion story before. He's been kind of our ally, because the last time I played it, was the Season of Champions, which was when the Cabal, another Cabal fleet, forgot the person's name, came down. We had battlegrounds and all that fun jazz for new play stuff. But Osiris apparently is evil, but it's actually found out in this mission. Osiris it's Savathun has been disguised as Osiris, and how she said it, as long as you've met him. So for as long as Osiris has been an ally with, like, us, since we've saved him from Mercury or like this weird time warp, which is more interesting like that, because I wonder, there had to be a weird window that it actually happened, that Savathun became Osiris. But I digress on that. But the mission involves seeing that Osiris is about to turn, and then Mara, the queen, like either freezes him or like called on to Savathun, because she's an ally with Savathun also. And long story short, we're working for Savathun in this season. And this season is the prequel. So that's why also I jumped in, because he said this Season of the Lost is going to be it was August 24th was the show. And this battle pass that you can buy for $10 only goes all the way to February. So I'm like, hey, that's a pretty good deal. That's a pretty good battle pass. Even if you get tired or whatever, you could take a month break and you still have a good time to reach level 100 if you want of that battle pass. But that's as much as I played. They still are using the helm, which was the new thing from the champions that I jumped into. But this is only week 1, so the story is only unfolding. This part of like, hey, what's that? Strange Bedfellows? I think that's the old WWE, terms of like you're working with your enemy. So right now, us Guardians, since Beyond Light, we've been definitely tiptoeing in, working with evil stuff, darkness. Obviously now we're working with the Savathun, the high priestess, or god. Like she's like a god to the hive, just like Oryx. So we'll see how this goes. And then, So back to the presentation, also said this Season of the Lost also brought up is cross-platform. So, the whole idea what cross-platform is. That's unlocked now. We can all play together. And then of course there's exotics, which that's here nor there. But I think also I heard this week, or not week, I've been watching like what is the meta of Destiny 2, and it seems like hand cannons are back as the main gun. They might have also never left, but like they're the main gun for the meta strategy of the game. And it just seemed like a great time to jump back in, because we're also, for people who are listening, we're going to get through this season pass is going to give us, it has to give us a Halloween event, and then the Christmas event is going to happen in this same thing. So it's a great time to put in money towards Destiny. But one other thing they also I'm not going to say it here because I ain't going to lie. I didn't write it down. So I'm doing this on the top of my head. I can't remember, but they also announced like the next expansion after Witchqueen. But either way, Witchqueen, and I believe the next one after is the final installment of this light and dark storyline of Destiny. So I've been there since day one, so I knew I had to invest. And they, like I said, they said they'll change, blah, blah, blah. They also teased, and I do not support this, but I am still going to buy it. They also celebrating 30 years of Bungie, excuse me. And they have a Destiny 2 Bungie bundle you can get. And long story short, it gives you a bunch of skins for your armor, but also gives you access to the Gjallarhorn. The Gjallarhorn is coming back to Destiny. It's obviously all buffed up and modded for Destiny 2. And like I said, I don't support that because I don't think it's fair to... They made that gun go away, and they've made other guns, and then to use it as a teaser, especially since this code, this collector's thing, I mean, you get a lot of shit, but the idea of you're gonna get Gjallarhorn for $25, like, whoa! While I'm ready to process my debit card, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And I think it's a pre-order, so I think it actually comes in when Witchqueen happens. But I digress. But if also, just so you know, if you wanted, and also this is how you can hear me. I've been a beaten man to this game. But if you wanted to get the deluxe edition of Witchqueen and the Bungie bundle with Gjallarhorn, it costs $100 on PSN. And then before you're like, whoa. Well, let me at least break it down just so you can grasp what I'm going to say. If you knew Destiny 2 is going to be your game for next year, which is going to be really hard because we're going to talk about it, February is a little packed up to put your money into this. But for $100, you get the deluxe Witchqueen, which gives you basically 4 season or battle passes from Witchqueen's first, like in February and forward. So whenever they do the next 4 seasons, you get. So technically, how do I word it? It's technically $70 for 70. Is it 75? Somewhere where I'm trying to say it basically balances it out. You get 1 battle pass free. You get 3 of them ahead of time, and the Bungie thing for $25, so $100. But if you really, because it's 80. That's what it is. Because then you can also do the a la carte style if you want to get the deluxe, just Witchqueen with no Bungie thing. It's $80. You know what I'm saying? There's some ways around it. You can also just buy the Witchqueen's expansion with no battle passes for $40. But obviously down the road, they know you're gonna buy it. So there's a way to toss it, but that $100 one is kind of talking to me. But also at the same time, I'm thinking about just doing the a la carte and just playing it smart, and then just buying the battle passes when I feel like it, because there might be a window I won't even touch Destiny 2 for a whole season, so it would just be me burning money. So. But yeah, that's what they did, and just more, it put the little spark back into my heart for Destiny. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll keep you posted here, and all that fun jazz. But alright, let's get into the thing I actually wrote down about, because the Destiny thing happened to me in my heart maybe 2 days ago. I'm like, oh, alright, well, maybe we should just jump back in. But we had opening night live, which is the Jeff Keighley's little presentation for Gamescom. And then they had a small pre-show, and just more so I can talk about it. During the pre-show, they showed this game that's on Steam called 9 to 5, a shooter. They had Bus Simulator 21 out September 7th. Dark Pictures Anthology House of Ashes trailer out October 22nd. This game is going to be on PlayStation and PC called Dolmen out 2022. And then a world premiere, which was, it's not really a world premiere since we've talked about it on this show before, but another trailer from the Guacamelee devs, Nobody Saves the World. And it does look good, I ain't going to lie. But it's that dungeon crawler we'd already talked about during one of those indie showcases. And then another premiere from Studio Raw Fury. This game called Dream Cycle. I can't remember exactly what it was about, but it's on wishlist now in early access September 7th for PC. Well, then we had the real show started. And it started off with the thing they teased about last week, Saint Rose reboot. It's going to be cross-gen, so it'll be PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series. February 25th. There's the first little spot that I'm saying about for February. And there was a moment, because it was majority of it was a CG trailer, kind of like showing you like we're trying to be funny and hip. And they had a small breakdown with an actress with Jeff on stage talking about it. And then if you blinked, you'd have missed out on some live gameplay or real gameplay. And it looks fine. I'm just more saying, because I wanted to break this up too. There was a moment that apparently even IGN brought it up again. But apparently the internet does not like the Saint Rose. But I think it's because it involves like some weird idea of like, I don't know if they don't like that it's like, how would I word it? Because I didn't really go looking into this thing. I just saw that they said the developer said they're not going to back down from backlash. But it has to be involving, because like the trailer involves like minorities as like like, you know, like it was like I don't know, I don't want to call it woke, but like people would probably say it's like a woke like idea. Oh, the protagonists are black or Mexican, and then, you know, the bad guys are white, blah blah blah. But I think it's just, honestly, I think they're just trying to make it a little bit more modern, because like this thing about Saint Rose, the series, and we'll even go all the way to Saint Rose 3, because that's probably the one that really stuck it onto society and into the map of gaming. And that one is basically a over-the-top GTA where like there's dildos, more dildos than Grand Theft Auto, just like just over-the-top kind of like knucklehead stuff. And I don't understand why people are complaining about this one when it looks the same, except obviously just a new coat of paint. So I don't see where the problem is. And like the idea of like okay, you have a and like it's still the same developer. Saint Rose 3 was okay, and then they went so out of left field. They did the President superhero one, and they even did the Get Out of Hell, which is obviously just a like a B movie. I don't see where there was so much people crying about it on the internet this week. It looks fine. They even I don't know what they were expecting. Volition is definitely, it's under that THQ Nordic umbrella. So it's definitely and out of the little bundle of people that THQ owns, Volition and what's that other one? I can't remember offhand, but there's another company in that umbrella that are definitely, they are AA teams, but with AAA publicists. So obviously that's why, like, I watched a developer's commentary about the reboot, and like they're like, we're trying to be big, fast, fun, and like they put a lot of production into this 8-minute video on IGN. I'm like, it looks okay. Like, I wouldn't keep on rubbing everybody's face. I would just let it drop and see what people think. But they started off the show, and then kind of came a surprise. We heard about whispers about Marvel's Midnight Suns, which is from the developers of XCOM. And it's going to be that XCOM game that we kind of heard the hintings about that was going to come, but it's finally revealed. And it looks really good. I mean, it's definitely, obviously, it's a strategy game, XCOM, but it has Midnight Suns, and it's spelled, obviously, like SUNS, not SONS, like the actual Marvel comic book. So I think it's way so they can also tease, because the comic book Midnight Suns is like Doctor Strange, Blade, Ghost Rider, and I don't want to say it's Werewolf by Night, but like another just male character. This Midnight Suns, they have a lot of people. They have Wolverine, they have Captain America, they have Iron Man. Some ones that I'm actually excited to see is Magic from X-Men, which is that girl that I forgot her name, but her name's Anna something, that was in Queen's Gambit. She played Magic in the New Mutants, that flop of a movie. But her character's cool, so I'm actually looking forward to see her character in style. And they had this other one from the Runaways called Nico. And then apparently some of the perks about it is like your character is a customizable character who lives in the Marvel Universe and has kind of moved up the ranks and became one of these Midnight Suns. So you have a customizable person that lives in this, so we'll see how it goes. And they're aiming for a March release of the game. And there was no real gameplay. But they did say at the opening night, September 1st, we'll have our first reveal of gameplay of Midnight Suns. It does look good. And then next was Call of Duty Vanguards. They're trying to sell another World War II game, which I forgot to mention that last week, because last week we had the actual reveal of it is a World War II Call of Duty. And I wanted to ask what was going to be your big two purchase. Were you going to go down the World War II path, or were you going to go through Battlefield 2046? But I digress. We'll go back to what happened this week. And apparently there's a campaign in World War II in the Vanguard. So that's a plus against Battlefield. But it's going to have, it has a Russian storyline of this this girl named Polina, played by Laura Bailey. And apparently, again, this could be my American history lessons, but obviously they're trying to really make sure that we knew that there were women working in the World War in other countries, like soldiers and everything. And they were talking about the Russian soldier group. And this is where that Polina comes from. And they showed gameplay of the campaign, and I would be a liar if I didn't say it looked good. It looked good. They also put in apparently there's going to be I don't want to call it like it. Well, it felt like it. They have like a Doom Eternal looking like moments of platforming, like you're climbing up a wall. You're looking at these like big distinct pieces of brick sticking out. Say, hey, climb me. But the level they showed looks cool and everything, but I don't know. It just doesn't sell me going back to World War II. There's an alpha right now for PlayStation if you really wanted to get into it, just to try out one map. But it just does not, if out of the big two, Battlefield still gets my money. Because I would think it's just more getting into the modern time, and I also like the idea of, like, I'm really interested to see what the community makes with like a map, or like the battle modes of like the idea of like they showed. Like, I want to see the defibrillators versus knives Battlefield gameplay. That looks fun. So, but yeah, and then Call of Duty Vanguard will come out November 5th. Surprised I was that the next thing was Halo, because of obviously the idea that Xbox had a presentation earlier this week that didn't talk about it, but it's because they put Halo in opening night live. And they showed off a CG multiplayer trailer of basically showing the first season's battle pass, which is free, but obviously it just shows you a character who's going to be evolving through all the seasons. I forgot what her name is, but just some like a new Spartan to have under our belts to know an actual name. But they also confirmed that the Halo Infinite is going to come out December 8th. That also means the campaign and the multiplayer is out December 8th. They want to make sure we knew that. And for the 20th anniversary of Halo, they are making a Halo-themed Xbox Elite Series 2 controller and a Halo-themed Xbox Series X that you can pre-order for $550 for the system, and it's already sold out. That comes out November 15th, and again, I would be a liar and say it didn't. It looked beautiful. It had like a black and gold chrome bottom, but also like the top of the tower was like a star, like you're looking up at the stars. It looked really cool. And but yeah, it's already been sold out. But you know how it goes. Xbox being the supreme brand where they sell controllers, refrigerators, and systems, but no games. Sorry for the low blow. Next up is this game called Cult of the Lamb. And the best way I could have described it was basically you are saving villagers, which are animals, in this Enter the Gungeon style dungeons. Because obviously there was moments where it looked like a bullet hell, like just bullets everywhere. You had to find the path, to get to the boss. Blah, blah, blah. And then it has definitely maybe Animal Crossing vibes of where you can control the village, or like you can either go like you can be like a savior to the town, or you can become like a false prophet and become like demonic and ruin the town. But it's very artsy, like a Cartoon Network cartoon style, like if Gumball was a video game about becoming a false prophet to this town of sheep. It looked kind of cool. There was no I didn't see no announcement of like day or dates or whatever, but keep your eye on it. It looked cool. Next was just more a quick trailer for Midnight Fight Express trailer, out 2022 everywhere and also on Game Pass. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge trailer shows April O'Neil is a playable character and also highlighted team combos, and you can revive friends with pizza. Then they did a quick trailer showing the spider villain from Demon Slayer, the anime. Obviously, she's going to be in the game, and it just said, out in October. Super Monkey Ball, Banana Madness, showing more guest characters like Morgana from Persona 5. I think earlier this week we saw that, I forgot his name, but the Yakuza fella from the first 6 games. He's also going to be one of the characters in the new in the Super Monkey Ball anniversary game. And then Splitgate, which also I forgot. That's a good game. That's a really cool free-to-play game that's on the PlayStation right now. Gives me very good Halo, old school Halo vibes. And I like that. But they also had a reveal of their Season 0 Battle Pass available now. I haven't put any money into that. I don't think I'm ever going to put money on it. I think it's just been really fun to play. But yeah. And then a trailer for that Riders Republic from Ubisoft. I knew there was a beta going on right now, but I'm like, it looks mediocre at best. It's whatever. And then there was a Game Pass PC trailer that says Scorn is still aiming for a fall release. For out of like the idea of like dates in that trailer, that's the only one you should worry about. Next was Century, Age of Ashes, that dragon riding combat game. I think we talked about it on Jeff Keighley's last E3 show with when it was all sponsored by Amazon. I think it was there too. And then there was a trailer for UFL, some like off-brand like soccer game. Then we had a new look at the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. And then it's going to be spring 2022 finally. It's been on hiatus during their time of delaying it. And I guess I could say it looked good. It looked really cool. I think it's very, not odd, but like it's really cool to see like there's like some over-the-shoulder moments for a Lego game for some of the shooting parts. You know, it kind of made you feel like you're playing like Lego's Battlefront. So that looked kind of cool. But yeah, spring. And then this quick game, there was so fast, I don't even remember. It's called Sync Off Planet, a team tactical shooter. Yeah. Just a lot of these games I'm saying are, of course, are on PC. There was no like real confirmation unless I've said it. It's coming to console, but we're just assuming they might come down the road. Especially like this one. The next was the Outlast Trial, a new game from the developer Red Barrel, who made the Outlast series. It looks like, to me, from the trailer, it looks like a multiplayer version of Outlast, where you play as test subjects to this messed up science trial that you're locked into this obstacle course. So it's like I said, so it's multiple people running around we'll call it a mansion, but it's not a mansion, trying to get out and free while there's psychopaths walking through this obstacle course also with you, plus also other people, other online people. So it looks like there's no date, just says it's coming soon, and obviously since the rest of the franchise is on console, I'm assuming it's going to come to consoles too. But next was probably my game of the show. But it's DokeV. It's from South Korea. It's an open world Pokemon-esque collection game. And I didn't know that until I forgot. The developers is the people who make is it Black Desert? I think that MMO is Black Desert. So stick to me what I'm going to say. Because I wrote this little synopsis about it when I first watched it, but then I've collected my thoughts and got a little bit better wording. But what I wrote down was it has like a real world, almost GTA fidelity of the town, because they have like huge coastlines, huge lavish foresty, like you looking over like a hilltop of forest into the plateau, or not the plateau, the bottom of this little divot of a valley where there's a town that's so vibrant looking. And like that part is, he looks so good. And they have great what's this called? Like horizons you're looking at. Like you can see for so far, the draw distance are so far. The humans are more anime, but not like cartoon, like 3D model Unreal, and like when I say Unreal Engine like 4 or 5, like a high quality, but with anime, cartoony faces to keep, like, I don't know the quality, like, how it works up. But like we said, it's like a Pokemon game. There are Pokemon characters through the town, but you fight them more like Monster Hunter. Like you can create like this like big rubber mallet and like hit them, or like you can have other monsters work together with you and fight them too. And there's like this traversal thing that they just caught. It catches your eye, and it has like this K-pop playing in the trailer. The trailer is like 4 or 5 minutes long, but I don't want it to stop. It was so good. But like the kids are you can be a rollerblader. You can ride a alpaca. You can ride a skateboard, a little moped. It just had it was so unique that it caught my eye so bad. I'm also a big Pokemon fan in that sense. But I watched a developer's trailer that said he kind of wanted to build this game because he wanted to play a game with his kid. And there was nothing like this. And he's like, okay, we'll just make it. And I think that was the most rock stars thing I could hear. Like, yeah, I just think about making it because it was, I just wanted to play with my kid. And it looks so well done. And like it has like a fidelity of the graphics that are so high that I hope it carries down to consoles, because I think it could. But the idea of like the battle system made me feel like you're fighting the monsters in Monster Hunter-esque, but with Kingdom Heart. Like the kid jumps onto this big giant, like those big bubble bouncer little sit down things like kids play on. Like you're holding the little thing in between your legs and you're hopping on a big ball. Like you're causing damage. You create a hammer. And like there's a parts where you're not floating, but like you can kind of glide in the air either by a little propeller, or they have like the new Monster Hunter has like that slingshot. You can like kind of sling yourself in the air from those sling bugs from the Monster Hunter. It just has this weird traversal, and it's so early in production. Not even early in production, but like it doesn't even tell you that it's coming to PC, which, duh, it is. But, like, there's no announcement for, like, hey, is it coming to this console? Is it coming to that? But it's just so early. I went to their Twitter, and I'm following them just so I can make sure I'm updated. DOKV. It's like the D-O-K-E, like Pokemon, like the A, like then V. It looked really cool. I actually really want more of it now, thinking about it. Next was Jurassic World Evolutions 2. And I like this game too. But the trailer shows the dinosaurs interact with each other a lot more than the standard, like, hey, I'm a carnivore, hey, you're an herbivore. We're going to look like we're going to do like a battle scene. And that's it. Like you can see like they show like two Triceratops like nuzzling on each other, or two Brachiosauruses, not tangling, but like, intertwining their neck like how like giraffes would show like their hugging idea. It looked really cool, and it's out November 9th. And and it also shows that they have flying dinosaurs, and also the Mosasaurus, which is new. And I suggested, I would highly recommend that to likes a park builder game. That's a really good park builder. Next was Far Cry 6 new story trailer. It's out in October. It looks good. I'm not gonna buy a Ubisoft game at launch ever again, just because they drop so fast. You feel like you're like it's like here's $60. They turn their back on you. They're already giving it to somebody for 40. I'm gonna wait for them to turn their back to come back around and give it to me for 30. You know what I'm saying? Like idea. So, but again, it comes out in October. Next was a trailer for the Vampire the Masquerade's Blood Hunt, that multiplayer version of that universe's games that are coming out. And the trailer kind of focused on one of the clans, and the clan that they focus on is basically like the artsy fartsy bureaucratic ones, like we're like hipsters. So I'm like, Then they had another park builder premiere, this one called Park Beyond, and this one is really more very imaginative. Like you can make like a roller coaster with like a gap, so like you make it shoot up and then it catches and it goes down the ramp again, or like you can have like a giant octopus be like the pivot of the Dumbo ride, so that's the thing spinning you around. And what is it? Yeah, it's going to come out to next gen and PC next year, it said. Next was probably going to be my my kind of late birthday I'm going to ask for. Out October 5th. That Jet, The Far Shore. We talked about a couple weeks ago, probably around E3. It's that one that is like No Man's Sky, except you're kind of like at like tree level, driving a spaceship over the planet to these certain spots where you can land, and you go into this like more third person exploration game. It looks cool, and they just announced this week that it went gold, so it's definitely going to hit the launch window of October 5th for PlayStation and for Epic Games Store. It didn't say about Xbox. But the trailer extended the last time I looked at it, and it looked really good. So I'm probably definitely going to pick that one up. It looks cool. And then I'm kind of upset about this, but it is what it is. We're in the whole pandemic thing, but they officially said Horizon Forbidden West, because Guerrilla came on and said we have to delay Horizon 2 till February 18th. But we'll be there on February 18th. So again, another February game. February is 28 days full of fun this year. You know, it's a great month. We got the McRib, Black History Month, and fucking almost every day there's a fucking new game. So hey, it's a good month. But the other thing that they kind of snuck in was for the apologizing for it, they actually officially sent out the patch for Horizon Zero Dawn, the first one. So now they have 60 frames per second patch for the PS5 of it. So people have been playing that, and I've been just watching the videos. It does look very crispy, nice, buttery smooth. It looks really good. But they finally listened to the fans who've been chanting about that for months. So that's good to hear. Next was a trailer for that New World, the Amazon Studio one. And honestly, it's an MMO, but I wrote down, I'm like, looks like an MMO, so they must be doing something right. So for an MMO to look like an MMO, that's good. It's coming out September 28th. It looks all right, but not my bag. Next was the first Marvel open world RPG for mobile. Marvel Future Revolutions is out now, and I have not played it yet. I'm thinking about downloading it, but I'm like, how much space do I need for my phone, blah, blah, blah. But what I've heard is some people said it's even better than the the Square Enix Crystal Dynamic Avengers. I don't know what to say. All I know is I've already seen there's been multiple multiverses Spider-Mans in the phone game, so that probably is winning a lot of people's hearts right there. So, hey, that's out now. You can download it whenever you got it. Next was Tales of Arise music performance from Lindsey Sterling to celebrate 25 years of Tales games. They're making a mobile game. And Tales of Luminera is coming soon, it says, which is their mobile game. So, they know their audience. Hey, you like RPGs? How about a mobile game? And everyone went flat. I'm like, oh. Next was a quick trailer for a new Jumanji game for the Switch. And it's more closer to the older movies, it looks like. More of like you're on a board game compared to like the Rock versions. Like, oh, here's a full-blown video game. It's coming to the Switch. A new Lost Judgment trailer. It was quick. So quick that by the time I wrote Lost Judgment trailer, it was over. Next was a premiere of this game system called, not system, there's this game called Core. I believe it's obviously only on PC. But what I come to terms was, it is basically sponsored by the artist Deadmau5, but it's basically like a more realistic version looking of Roblox. Because at first they showed you like, oh, here's an open sandbox to play in. But then they kind of took a step back and they showed, here's a library of different games that we've created. Kind of like Roblox. So they made it like a Roblox for adults, or maybe for teens. Because obviously it's more about just creating games or like playing with your friends. It's definitely something that I would definitely expect like Deadmau5 to like, wow, Roblox makes a lot of money. What if I put my name into somebody who is making like, the adult version? Well, that's where that game Core comes from. I'm assuming, of course, it's just PC, but they even haven't announced it. I don't even know if it's out, so we'll see. Next was a trailer for Fall Guys, and they're in the jungle now, and their pass, they have a jungle pass, which will give you Jungle Book skins, like you can be Baloo, King Louie, Mowgli, and all that fun jazz, running around as a little jelly bean. They had a soundtrack trailer for the game Replaced. It was so quick, I'm like, okay. And then a premiere of Age of Empires 4 trailer of more in-depth coming, just more in-depth from what they showed in at the Xbox presentation. But it was like, who cares? That's out October 28th. A premiere of Valheim, which is like I don't want to say sandbox, but it's like a survival game on Steam, but with a Viking twist. And they have their first content drop called Hearth, Hearth, in Home. That's coming out the 16th. And basically, I think it involves like you can just have more in-depth stuff for your, obviously, home that you're building in the game. Then they had a quick Crossfire X trailer, no release date. So that's not good for Xbox fans, I believe. And a trailer for Aloy coming to Genshin Impact, but they also said it's coming out like that. You can pick her up when you're level 20 on September 1st. So that's very soon. And they had another trailer for Sifu, showing, basically saying it's coming out February 22nd, 2022. So again, another February one. And then they had an 8-minute vid of Death Stranding to end the show, coming out September 24th, showing like there's these new like jetpack styles, so you can jump off like the top of a cliff and kind of safely land with all your cargo, like catapults for your cargo that make them, you can send them off faster across the map, and more missions. And they had some weird, strange tease at the end, which I have no connection to, so I'm like, whatever. And the other thing I like to mention at the end was Jeff Keighley is going to be in the Muppets Haunted Mansion special for this Halloween. More just said it's cool because of he's obviously been on the Muppet wagon for a long time, so I'm glad to see it's been paid off for him. And to be honest, it was a really good show. I know I talked it out, and I'm kind of like, whatever. It was actually a pretty entertaining show. And I think it goes into, I think Jeff's the magic sauce. He might be an older guy, but he also shows compassion. He might not play it, but he even caught one of the developers off guard. He goes, yeah, I played the demo or the beta last week. And they're like, oh, you did? You're like, yeah. So I like knowing that he's actually like basically a true gamer. It's always been really great to see Jeff. But yeah, that's basically it for this week. I mean, there was also speaking about History Month stuff, apparently Fortnite thought it would be a great idea to have this weird remembrance of Martin Luther King Jr. and like march through time, like this weird thing that involves like you having your Fortnite character walk through a museum of like, of the whole Martin Luther King story and stuff. And kids are kids, and I do not understand why they did it. I do not even know why it was even made. But like it shows like the segregation. It showed like how like there was two different drinking fountains, and like I think they messed up. They shouldn't have done it only because they had to come back later this week and like disable certain emotes because people were just doing emotes. Like, we don't need to know there's on the internet there are people dressed up as Rick and Morty or Travis Scott, or people could dress up as Aaron Hernandez, technically, and go up to a Martin Luther King memorial and do a dab for no fucking reason. And the dab's not even the bad part, but you know what I'm saying? Like the idea of like them showing, like running the whole, like I have the dream speech, and you have people going up there, like could be, just whatever. It just was really out of taste, in my opinion. But that's basically it for this week and stuff like that. This week's hot picks is TV. I'd like to know if anybody would go watch this. It's on the Fight app, FITE. It is NWA's Empower, like a bunch of R's at the end. It was this all-women pay-per-view for NWA wrestling that happened this week, and it was really good. I liked watching the highlights on Twitter, and like it was like apparently this wrestler who's been a while called Awesome Kong, she retired there. AEW had some of their girls come over and wrestle, to do like the Forbidden Door idea, like we are cross promotion shit promoting this, and it seemed really cool. They also like the matches. For I saw there were some really cool spots in the matches. Just more give them a kudos, pat on the back for it. And then for music, the day of the recording, Donda finally came out, and I was listening to it all this time, and honestly, it's because for listening to the whole album, I feel that poor boy is missing his mother. And he is definitely off his, not rocker, but he's definitely on this weird plane of like, I think I'm an outsider looking in on this. But when Kanye West came out, he made hip hop go a route that he veered the rap game off to his style. Okay. Well, especially with those first 3 albums. And then people who were was inspired by Kanye came up and we'll say either elevated that sound or veered the rap game to have, obviously, that, like, when Kanye came out, hip hop was kind of hip hop, but then he kind of started that idea of having like a 5-way highway, like one lane's gangster, one lane's this, one lane could be the hip hop one could be the pop version of hip hop and all that stuff. So I'm trying to explain what I'm trying to get to. But like Kanye has now people that are inspired and either have tuned that sound and made it better, or now that have again made another, like kind of like the multiverse, another thread of things going on. And Kanye has definitely been, in my thoughts, he's one of those guys that wants to put the best effort in. So like, okay, stick to what I'm going to say. I think he wants to find the sound more than be a good rapper. So, cause like Donda's like the beats are pretty good. And like, okay, back to what I'm going to say. This week's hot pick for music is going to be actually I got Believe What I Say. There is going to be the one I pick off that album. There's another one, but I can't remember which one because it doesn't say it, but there's one that involved, like, he broke down this whole story about he was trying to get somebody out of jail, going through that whole Trump thing and go talk to Trump and all that shit. But that one, that has some interesting lyrics. Not in a weird way. That was actually some pretty good lyrics in that one. But I'm picking this one just because whatever. But back to what I'm trying to say is, I think sometimes he puts an album out not to, like, he's not there for you. He's doing it so that, hey, I've been listening to this sound or this style for so long, I'm going to see if I can put my own taste into this genre. That's why, like, the Jesus King one, he went number one in Christian. Not saying that that's the best route to go. I'm just saying an idea. But this Donda, for some reason, is definitely, like, still down that Jesus route, but also a step back into a little older kind of nothing involving graduation or late resident, like all that shit. No. This is definitely, but I'm saying like a step back into like that weird Life of Pablo and like that genre or cycle of Kanye a little bit. Nothing compared to even like the album Power's On, like that shit, and 808s and Heartbreaks. But just, there's something to it, and it's not, I'm not saying it's great, but also I think it's just that weird, it came out and he's very smart. He put it out before Drake's coming out, and Drake's going to come out, and the King of the fucking North is going to come and blast, he's just going to hold the belt again for the year, but I digress. But yeah, Kanye West is Believe What I Say from Donda is the hot pick. I just like it, sounded good. And then for comics, kind of a quieter week for number ones from the indies. But offhand, because again I forgot to write it down, Marvel has he has like a Wiccan and Hulkling issue 1 involving this weird thing that's been going on with all the annuals of Marvel called Last Annihilation. But one thing I wanted to highlight was Marvel Dark Ages. Issue 1 comes out. And if you like Injustice, and if you wanted a Marvel story that kind of goes down that route of, I believe it's Marvel people fighting each other, Dark Ages is the start. And here it is. Issue 1 starts this week. And I think it's even written by Tom Taylor, who wrote Injustice, who is with Superman right now and Nightwing. But yeah, issue 1 of that's out. And then for DC is this week, who cares, but Aquaman's 80th anniversary. So there's going to be a bunch of those big $10 books with like all these anthology stories of Aquaman in it. And then what was the other number one I just saw in there? Oh, DC has a bunch of annuals come out this week. You don't have to pick them up, but the idea of if you wanted like a nice little crisp, here's a story that ends in this book, go pick up the annuals. But yeah, that's about it for me. I know I kind of brushed it off this side, but just so I can at least say I did it on air. Christmas holidays are coming. We're getting almost into the doorway of the actual gaming season because fall is coming back. Please tweet me. Hey, is Battlefield? Are you gonna get Battlefield? Or are you gonna get Call of Duty? Or tell me about Destiny 2 because I would like to hear. And also, again, I don't remember the Bungie code as my number would be, but you can always find me at Cousin Cecil on PlayStation. I'll definitely jump in on Destiny 2 with somebody. But you can follow me at Mike Fowler 93 as well on Twitter. And then, yeah, you guys be good to each other, and I'll catch you next week. Peace.